Well, why
Look
don't you
at
show me the
the
other picture you had on?
look at the belly. That's bad. I mean that is just. If you guys just turn on this video and you instantly have a nightmare, I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, you have that picture saved in your phone,
Oh yes, I do.
so it's more telling. I'm sure you look at it once a week.
Yeah. Well, and we don't need to know what pictures you have saved of me in your phone.
Yeah, ones that I don't want, but ones that just expose you. I can show them right now. I can show
Well,
them
maybe
right
this.
now how much hair you really have.
There it is. Oh, maybe this episode just could be about just us showing pictures and videos.
Well, Z, that's what you do to start every single one. So before Z wanted to redo this, he showed one of people that have just a bunch of loser mentality and wear a freaking losing franchise across their chest. So stand
You're
next to one of the fakest people you'll know. So there you go.
you're a Pirates fan. You're a Pirates fan.
No, I stay loyal. At least you made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Cardinals haven't done that.
Yeah. Well, here we are. Today is episode, what is this, 31, I think? Episode 31,
I think it's 31.
and it's November 10th.
Yeah, it is. November's flying by, folks. I remember when we were all excited for September to come around, and then we were excited for October, and now we're here in November, and we're almost at 2024, which is an absolute nightmare.
It's a big year for Ant.
Living in the 2020s is miserable.
Oh, it is.
It
It is.
absolutely is. It's disgusting. It's miserable. Everything gets worse. It seems like when you would think that things would progress and get better, being like as the years go on, it gets worse. Video games, movies, technology gets worse. Though they expand it, we don't need it. Culture gets worse. Society gets worse. People get worse.
Sense of humor, Disney,
Yep. So
you.
sensitivity.
I go
Yeah,
on
yeah,
and
me.
on.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Another episode of Who Are These Guys? Episode 31. I finally got Z to record an episode, so the inconsistency is on him at the end of the day. And we have seen that all throughout the channel's presence. But we thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
your subscriptions. Thank you guys for you who take the time out and watch however long of our videos and who support. Still a pathway to 100 subs. Trying to get there. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's on Z. It really just kind of depends. But hopefully you guys are doing well. This episode, we're just going to kind of talk about a variety of things. We're not really going to be pinpoint specifically, but one thing we'll start on, as you can tell, it looks like Z has acorns in his mouth.
Yeah,
So
there it is.
Z, how about you explain to these people watching, if they do not know, why it looks like you're a squirrel?
You can literally see the bruising right here. Right.
Z got punched in the jaw. So
Yeah, I got punched in the jaw. Yeah. Well, and I'm still recovering from my wisdom teeth procedure a few days ago. I actually saw one of my neighbors today, and he's like, oh, you look good. I was like, thanks. I guess. I mean, I still feel it, but we're still recovering from the wisdom teeth procedure. Today is Friday. Today's Friday, right? Yeah, today's Friday. It happened on Tuesday morning. So I'm about 4 days later into it. And here's how we're looking. I mean, we're talking clearly. I still got the stitches in my mouth. The swelling is still here clearly. There's not much I can really do about that right now. I look like I eat fucking 10 cheeseburgers a day.
Well, see, now you know how you would look like if you had Wendy's every day.
Well, let's just say this is motivation. We'll say this is motivation. Yeah.
Oh man, oh man. Well, Z had to get it done. He didn't really have too much of a choice, or else it was gonna bite him later. So
Yep.
might as well
Yeah.
get it done and get it taken care of.
So let me tell you the story behind it, because everybody has a good story, right? Everybody has a good story, pictures, videos of them getting their wisdom teeth taken out. And by the way, before I get into mine, if anybody's going to ask Nate about his, apparently he doesn't have any.
Don't have any.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I was not born with any, so I do not have any coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I told him he's fortunate. That is an absolute blessing. Just be thankful. Be thankful. Yep. And by the way, he screenshot one of my stories, and I know that's going to come back at some point to bite me in the ass.
Yeah, well, Z, it's on you. It's truly on you. So
Yeah, that's on me.
I'm surprised
That's
you
on
didn't put
me.
a vlog out there on the story detailing, how you're feeling, because at the end of the day, all those Snapchat friends really could care less.
And you
I
could care
care.
less. And
I care. They could
but
care less.
Jason doesn't. Jason hasn't asked one question since.
Because you don't reply back to her.
I don't reply back to her.
Yeah. Every time she sends you something, you leave it unopened.
Well, it's rightfully so. I mean, what she sent me earlier was just disturbing to
Yeah,
see you
rightfully so.
holding a Coke can. You holding a
Yeah, it was
Coke
disturbing.
can.
Z, it made me feel better.
It made you feel better.
I had a
Well,
million
and
things. I had a million things piling on me. I needed a Coke.
so Rodolfo came with me. Rodolfo came with me Tuesday morning. I Now I do have a couple friends who are going to be getting there soon that are pretty nervous about it. And don't get me wrong, I would say I was pretty nervous. I'm not gonna say I wasn't, because I had all four. All four were impacted. And in case if you guys do not know what that means, impacted means they're essentially coming in sideways, so they have to be cut out of you instead of pulled out of you. Um, so all four of mine were impacted. My friend Rodolfo, or our friend Rodolfo, came with me. Um, Now, what's funny? So, anyways, if you guys are curious about what happens beforehand, if you've never had to before, the first thing they did was they put like the blood pressure thing on me to monitor like that, and probably my heart rate too to make sure I wasn't about to have a fucking heart attack. Uh, and then they put the mask on me for the laughing gas, and then they put an IV in my right arm for the anesthesia. Uh, and then I just kind of sat there with the nurse. The doctor came in. He kind of like patted me on the knee. And then probably, I don't even remember. I don't even remember falling asleep. I don't even remember. I woke up. I woke up on my own. I looked the nurse right in the eyes. And she said hello. And I said, quote unquote, because she said to Rodolfo, I woke up. I looked at her in the eyes. I said, when are we starting? And she looked at me. She said, we're already done. I said, what? She goes, we're already done. And and I didn't ask any questions further. I was literally just like, okay. And she helped me, got up. She put me on a wheelchair, and she wheeled me out to Rodolfo, who was waiting in the back. And yeah, the first thing she said to Rodolfo was that, yeah, when he woke up, he asked me if we even started yet. And but that was pretty much it. I mean, I went home. I actually threw up. I actually threw up while I was there. I actually did all that laughing gas and shit that got me so high. Yeah,
While they
I
were doing their thing on you, you threw up.
no after I was like when I woke up. Like when I woke up, I was sitting there on the wheelchair. I threw up.
Did you
Uh,
make it to a trash can?
I threw up on my shirt. I'm actually serious too. I threw up on my shirt, and then uh, they brought me a trash can. But I threw that shirt away because I was wearing a white shirt. I don't know why I wore a white shirt.
Was it just a plain white shirt?
It was just plain white. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I mean, if I have I mean, where did I just put my phone? Um, if I have a video of it for you, here's the best video I have from it. I don't even know. I mean, this is pretty much it. Just me getting wheeled to the car, and you can actually see this. You can actually see the stains on my shirt. I'm trying to cover it, but
Guy's conscious enough to cover the vomit
yep.
stains.
This is another one of me in the car. This Rodolfo's filming me. Yeah. So anyways, then the anesthesia and the numbness. The numbness is the weirdest part. You can't feel shit. You can't feel your lips. You can't feel your face. That's the weirdest part, and that takes a few hours to wear off, along with the anesthesia. And then once it does, man, you better start taking your medications because you're gonna start fucking hurting. Um, and I'll be honest, I really have not have had too many issues so far. I've taken my medications. I've had to rinse salt water. They've given me a certain mouthwash to use for the next week or two. Uh, it's been shitty trying to eat, of course, but I'm getting through it, man. So again, the moral of the story is anybody who, who is nervous to do it, yeah, it sucks ass. There's no other way to say it. It really fucking sucks. Um, but here I am, man. I'm 3-4 days later. I'm talking clearly. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of optimism if you guys have to do it. If you have to do it, get it done early in your life, in your 20s, maybe early 30s, before you get older. And guess what? It's going to be a much, much worse recovery time.
Would you say it's worse than an Achilles tear?
Well, and I've been close to both.
What was it worse than your knee injury?
Absolutely it was. Yes. Absolutely it was.
What would you say this is one of the most memorable times of your life? One of the most miserable times of your life?
It has to be. It has to be. So, and then also the bleeding, the bleeding. So they gave me like a huge bag of gauze to take home with me. And I went through almost like the half of the bag just through 4 hours, constantly flipping in and out of the gauze just because so much bleeding was going on. And I still have a little bit of bleeding just because the stitches were still in my mouth, but very minor. And yeah, I mean, again, it's never fun, not fun for anybody. Don't care what anybody says. Everybody has a different experience. My experience, I would say, so far has not been the worst. And pretty soon we'll be past it. I still can't eat any solid foods for like the next week or two, which sucks. So be grateful, and that you can eat your Doritos every day. Be grateful that you can pop that can of Coke open every single day, because I know it's a daily tradition.
Yeah. Number one, can't remember the last time I had Doritos. Number two, other than today, I can't remember the last time I had Coke. So, meanwhile, Z, actually, you still could drink Coke, given that it's a liquid. So you'd still be okay. But it is better that you got it done rather than later.
Yep.
As miserable as it is, as much as it sucks. I know that it sucks that you can't eat your bagel. You can't probably have your toast. You can't have your French toast. Maybe waffles, given that's pretty soft. I don't know if you can still have your waffles or not. I know you're probably chomping at the bit at your smoothies.
Yep.
What have you been doing for breakfast? What's been the reworked breakfast schedule?
Well, eggs every morning, so that's at least a good thing. Smoothie every morning, so not much has really changed there. I would say the only thing that's substitute for has been applesauce.
Applesauce. Applesauce is good though.
It's very underrated. Lunch has been the same thing as well. It's been mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and Jello.
Yeah, Jello.
So
Jello's awful.
Yeah, it's very overrated. It's very overrated.
What's Ned been making you?
Okay, well, so get this, dude. Oh my god, just a bonehead. All right, so they give you a list of what you can eat, right? And for the most part, everything I named is what you can eat. What I have for dinner, I'll have soup, chicken noodle soup, tomato soup, whatever.
Yep.
And then maybe have like a pudding with it or something. Other things you can have like oatmeal, again, any kind of soft, really super soft things, right? So Annette says she's gonna make mac and cheese, right? And I'm like, that's cool. Just you make a big batch of it. We'll use it throughout the whole week. And I get home, it's the, how do you even describe it? It's like the one where you oven roast it, and there's like no, not the one you put in the pan. The one you put like the breading on top, and it's like crunchy and stuff. You know what I'm talking
about? I mean,
almost like it's like a casserole. Yeah. It has the breading top. It's not soft.
Right. It has the breading on top. Yeah.
And then I have to chew that. So she makes this whole batch, and I'm like, Annette, I can't eat that. So yeah, then we just
did you eat it?
No, I can't. I can't. I have to chew it. and it's like the noodles are like this big, you
Sounds about
know?
right.
Yeah, I mean, it just I don't know what with her brain there, but uh, but thanks to Annette, she's helped me kind of plan out, my when I take my medications and all that stuff. So we're doing good. I think that's enough talk about my wisdom teeth procedure. Moving on, today, officially today, it was technically last night, but last night Modern Warfare 3 came out. A week or two before that, Spider-Man came out. And before I get my thoughts on Modern Warfare 3, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man?
Uh, Spider-Man 2, I'm at 49% completion because I can't play it every day. If I was able to play it every day, the game would probably be done. Um, but at 49%, it's a great game. It's at a story of where you have Peter and Miles, and you have Craven the Hunter now involved, who's going after former Spider-Man villains. You're not really quite sure why. As the story goes on, he's trying to do different things with whether it's certain gadgets of theirs, different type powers, trying to extract that. Um, you also see, geez, who else do you see in the game? Um, Obviously, the Venom symbiote plays a big part in the game of where you have Harry in the game from the first Spider-Man game. Harry was not in the game, but like he was referenced and stuff like that of that he was like overseas for school, but really he was sick. And you saw at the end of the first Spider-Man game, he was like in this tank with like the symbiote, like kind of like floating around. And so you see in the game that really the symbiote helps keep him alive and kind of keeps him healthy. And so there was a point in the game where like uh some like Craven's people were attacking the geez, what was the name of um Coney Island. They're at Coney Island. Craven's people like showed up, tried to go after this guy Tombstone who worked there. He used to be a bad guy, but was a good guy working at the park. And then Harry comes out of nowhere in this freaking symbiote suit. He wasn't Venom, but it was like this symbiote suit, and he's got like all these powers. So he was helping Peter. And then the symbiote suit attracted to Peter, and Harry doesn't have it. Now Harry's getting sick again. Harry needs the symbiote back. Meanwhile, like Peter's like changing, his attitude's changing. He's becoming more violent, more aggressive, things like that. And so it's gonna be a matter of time where Venom does come into the game, but we still don't know. Like I still don't know who it is. Um, and so those are kind of like the main like plot points right now in the game. Um, Miles and MJ are kind of like on the outskirts in the sense of just kind of how Peter is, and then some of the hunters captured Miles, so now Miles is with Craven. So it's kind of like that's like the main point, but there's also a lot of side mission stuff that goes into it that takes up a lot of time. But it's fun. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I still honestly like the first Spider-Man game better, and even the Miles Morales game better, just because I like the just focal point on just one guy more. That I like both Spider-Man and playing with both of them. But it's still fun. Um, to me, it's probably arguably my favorite gaming franchise, just because of how story-wise, the swinging, the mechanics of the game, the combat, all really is. It's so much fun.
Well, the game's
So we'll see.
fluent. The game is
Oh, it
fluent.
definitely is. Yeah, no, it definitely is. Um, but yeah, in terms of the story, like I like the story a lot. Of course, you just have to kind of keep up with it. If you're not playing it consistently daily, you have to just make sure like you remember everything going on, because like it's easy to forget certain stuff, and then like you're back playing it and you're like, okay, what the heck just happened? Like, what am I doing again? Um, but I'm trying to complete it best I can. It's just I haven't been able to play it every day, but it's fun. I mean, anybody that's got a PS5, buy it.
Yeah. Uh, it's funny you say that with Spider-Man, because I've heard mixed reviews on Spider-Man, just very similar to how I've heard mixed reviews. It's kind of hard to have reviews already of Modern Warfare being out not even 24 hours yet. Um, I mean, a lot of people you don't even need to hear people's opinion on it. It is a copy and paste game. It is the exact same game,
What, Modern Warfare 3?
and yes.
Mhm.
And Yeah. And some people, myself included, are disappointed in the franchise because they're being lazy. They're being even more lazy. The game itself, the Modern Warfare 3 that's now out, is a more polished version of what Modern Warfare is. Okay. Better movement, better gun skill, and then you have the old maps. Okay. So it's just simply a better version of what Modern Warfare is. But at this point, it's like, why do we need that? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like why do we have a whole separate game come out that's $70 again? It's just to have the same guns
You couldn't have
and
updated Modern Warfare 2 with the same
right,
crap with the
like
maps,
a
the guns.
DLC, like a
Yeah,
DLC.
like you couldn't have did that. Come on,
Yeah.
freaking ripoff.
So I'm only like a couple missions in the campaign. I don't really know what's going on. They brought Makarov back, who's one of like the most famous villains in all of Call of Duty franchise. Uh, I mean, the graphics are next level as they always are. It is pretty jaw dropping. The graphics, the gameplay is fun. You can slide, you can run pretty quickly. The sprinting, the just everything with the game, it feels crisp. It feels good. It's just more of the fact that it is the same game.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, so we'll see how it plays out. They're going to start releasing more. They got to keep this game fresh. You have to keep people in it. Okay. I know I say this every single year, new maps, new guns, this, and that. You're already going to intrigue people by bringing in nostalgic maps. And once people start playing this for a couple weeks or a month and they're like, all right, I'm done with Rust and Terminal and High Rise and Favela and whatever else. I don't want to play this game anymore. So keep this game fresh. It's the same game. I doubt the game will stay fresh because it is kind of the same thing.
It's gonna
So,
be dead by
um,
Christmas.
yeah, I mean, um, like I said, I've had fun playing it. I played already 6-7 hours of multiplayer, already a couple hours of the campaign. So I've had fun playing it. I've already streamed it a couple times. Right down below, you can follow my stream. Uh, but yeah, I mean that's all my thoughts on Modern Warfare there. Now,
What's the rating, Z?
God, campaign so far, I'd give it like a 6.8. Yeah, nothing jaw dropping in. Campaign
I knew it was gonna be
6.8.
like that.
Zombies, I'm gonna give it a 0. I haven't played zombies yet, but
It looks
everything.
miserable. It looks miserable.
uh, and then multiplayer. God, I mean, again, the multiplayer. It's not bad. It's not bad. They increased health. They increased health in multiplayer. Instead of 100, they made it 150.
Oh, so instead of 9 bullets to the head, it's gonna take 13.
Multiplayer. I'll say it's a little bit better than Modern Warfare 2. I don't even know what I rated Modern Warfare 2, but right now multiplayer, I'll give it like a 7-8. Like a 7-8. Okay. So anyway, so going off the topic of video games, and today was my first time finally in 4 days now, getting out and about back into the world since the procedure.
I can't believe
Right.
it. I can't believe you stayed home.
Yeah. Oh, and look at your hair right now.
I didn't comb it today, Z.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's messy, but I mean, I didn't comb it. I don't really need to comb. I like it messy. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, dude, so today I finally got, I was able to get a few errands done. And I go to this, I don't even know if you even know what it's called. It's called Academy. It's like the Orlando or Florida's version or East Coast version. I don't know, of Dick's Sporting Goods,
No.
Yeah. So Academy, outdoors and sports, anything you can find in there sports related. So I go in there today. All right. I get some new athletic wear. I get a couple shorts. I get some joggers, and then I get like a workout shirt, like a long sleeve tight workout shirt. Right. And I'm checking out. I have everything. I'm checking out with the guy. And by the way, I'm not really talking because I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? I'm very clearly, by the way, the fucking guy's looking at me. And I fucking know you can yeah. Like, go ahead, say some stupid ass shit. I know what you see in my face, all right? But so I'm just standing so I'm standing there waiting for this guy to scan all the clothes, right? And the final thing he gets to is that shirt. right? And on the shirt, it's attached to like one of those little pins where they
Mhm.
have to like take it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? And he's fucking working away at this thing, right? And he he can't get it off. So he goes over to the manager that's just like literally like 5 feet away. He gives it to the manager. The manager can't get it off. Okay. So so they're like, do we have another one of these in this size? And he's like, I'll go check. So he goes over, he gets a new one. He comes over and they can't get it off.
Yeah.
And they can't get this thing off. And so I'm literally just standing there and I'm like, okay. And they're like, oh, we're sorry, we can't get this. I'm like, it's fine, it's whatever. And she's like, all right, just she goes, yeah, if you want to go pick something else out, that's fine, but like, unfortunately, we can't take this off. I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's whatever.
Jeez.
So so I come back to the register. I tell the guy, I'm like, yeah, it's fine, we'll just check out. I check out. I get to my car. I look at the receipt. These fuckers charged me for it.
Wow.
They charged me for it. So I instantly turned it back around. It went right into the store. And
Uh-huh.
and I said, why did I get charged for this? And of course the manager's like was like, oh, I don't know. and and so now I'm like, all right, well, can I just get it refunded? She goes, yeah, totally. She goes, do you have the receipt? I'm like, what do I need the receipt for? Like, and because I showed it to her on my phone because I asked for an email receipt. I showed it to her on my phone. She goes, do you have the physical copy of it? I said, no. Why do I need that, bitch? You literally just fucking saw me 5 minutes ago. And
Well,
she's like,
wait, what'd you do with it? Did they not give you an actual copy?
no, I asked for it emailed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I didn't think was an issue. Right.
Right.
And so now I come
I
back
mean, you didn't
in
expect
and
to get charged for it.
no, and now they have to do whatever in the fucking their old computer system. And I'm dude, I spent 20 minutes literally just sitting there waiting. And I started getting like aggravated and then like a different manager came out and he was actually like a chill guy and he finally got it fixed and he's like dude, I'm sorry you charged or something, like if you go pick out something else I'll give you like 50% off. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, all right, I that sounds good. And
Yeah.
so and I went and pick out some shorts. But fucking what was his name? I think his name was Bryce at the register. Good God. um and I don't even know who the other manager was, but I mean, charging me for that. Imagine if I would start driving home,
Right. Right.
you know. And by the way, and works in a
Jeez.
retail store, and works
Sadly.
in a and and works in a shoe store.
I'll,
And
t- I'll tell you the story. Okay, so
is it the one I know? Is it the one
no,
I
you
know?
don't know. No, you don't know this one.
Oh,
So there was one time a couple months ago where I rang this couple out, and they bought 6 pairs of shoes. And after they left the store, I realized there was one sitting there, and I forgot to put it in the bag. They never came back for it. I didn't have their number or anything like that. I forgot to put it in the bag. So who
oh
knows? I
my
mean, they could have lived
God.
like an hour and a half away from the store or something like that. They realized the shoe wasn't in their bag.
Why don't you tell the audience where you work?
Yeah, I work at Hey Dude. I actually work at a place where I actually wear the shoes. That's actually why I decided to work there because I really needed some more money. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to kind of take what I can get right now. And I saw it and I'm like, all right, well, I wear these shoes. I work with people anyway. So we'll see how long this goes for, but I just need something right now. And I've been there
You should be
since the beginning of June.
terminated.
Yeah, I should be terminated. It was an accident. Z stuff happens.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah, stuff.
honestly, in my opinion, I'm our best worker. I
Yeah,
interact with the people. I interact with people. That's honestly what my managers told me, just in terms of that. That's why they like me working the floor, because I can actually communicate with these people, these customers, rather than working always the back, which I'd probably prefer to work the back because I don't have to be out there, but still. What are you questioning, Z?
And don't even get me started on the terrible customer service you gave that one guy.
Which one was it?
So
Which one are you talking about?
so now I'm not going to defend this guy for his stupidity. Okay. And
I don't even think I remember the story right now.
yes, you do. Yeah, you do. And or once I say, you'll remember.
Okay.
I'm not going to defend this guy for his stupidity. Okay. But I work for two companies where I get asked much worse questions. Okay. Much worse. But I can't remember like what he specifically asked, but N works in the Hey Dude shoe store, and some guy was in the store asking where can he get those pair of shoes that N was wearing.
Was that the one you were thinking of? Oh, uh,
Yeah.
no. So like the guy was fine. Like he like we didn't get into it or anything like that. I just thought he was a bonehead. And like
Well,
he's in a Hey Dude shoe store with Hey Dudes on. He's asking where he can get these.
again, so I told N, and then N started getting mad at me. I told N it's all about how you phrase the question, and yeah, maybe he phrased it wrong. He was probably just asking where those specific color of shoes were.
Well, he probably was, but like I honestly can't remember. But there's a couple things I asked him in regards to what he was asking. He's like, no, just these. And like I don't, I never, he never like fully came out if he meant like the shoes he had on, or if he just meant like the style of them, or
Yeah.
anything. Like he just wasn't descriptive, and so I didn't really know what he was fully talking about because I there's a couple things I asked him in terms of what he was referring to. He's like, no. He's like, just these, and I'm like, well, we really what we have here is what's here. We don't have anything in the back, or if there's nothing here you like, you can always check online, or there's different online outlets that sell Hey Dudes. There's even a few stores here that sell them, but they're just more expensive. And then like he left, but like I still don't know what he fully meant.
There's some stories that I've actually told N that I've done during my jobs that I'm actually not going to say on the podcast. I'm not gonna expose myself and risk myself getting fired.
Yeah. Well, Z. At the end of the day, I'm proud of you because sometimes the customer's not always right.
No, they're not. No,
So
they're not. I mean, N and I've ran into some very interesting individuals that work for Disney and Universal and stuff. And N and I will say it right out loud that they shouldn't be working for the company.
oh, absolutely. Really, it's just reality.
You know, And do you think you'd work for a company like that?
For Disney?
Any big corporation that deals with just thousands of guests every day?
Probably not. It's just too much.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not really for me. Like I'm good with people, like, and I feel like that's one of more of my strengths is being able to communicate, like, how my personality is, like just being able to engage with customers, people that I don't know, stuff like that. But like being a part of like a big corporation where you're dealing with thousands of people, like a Disney or Universal, like that's just like too much. If I'm like, it's just too many people to see every single day, 5 days a week.
No, I mean, and I get asked where the biggest question I get asked is where when I'm working, where is Disney World? Right? And
You're in
I
it.
don't. Yeah, I'll be like, I don't understand.
You're on the
Like Disney
property.
World. Yeah, they're like Disney World, the main park. I'm like,
Yeah.
You're talking about Magic Kingdom. It's not
Yeah.
called Disney World.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I thought it was in
it's not.
California.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that doesn't surprise
uh,
me, Z. I'm sure that there's foreigners and people out there that just aren't really quite sure where they're at. Probably have no idea how they got to Florida.
there
And
it is.
they're asking those questions. Or you just have boneheads in general that are asking those questions. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, I get no comment because I've already said out loud which company I work for, and I'm not going to take the risk of
Yeah. Z,
getting fired.
yeah, believe me, nobody's watching this. But anyway, if anybody is, Disney sucks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoy going to the parks for what they are, but Disney sucks.
And made a cast member real tight one time.
Oh, that butthole was quenching.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was like that's something of where I'm like, okay, I think it's time for you just to go to bed.
Yeah. I mean,
It's somebody who lives and breathes the company.
yeah. We won't get into the nitty gritty of it because I think we've said it before. But let's just say N ruined someone's Halloween season.
See, they
Yeah.
were 100% excited for the Boo Bash that night, and they did not enjoy it the rest of the day.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So I mean,
but
and he'll probably be planning on coming down in a few months or so.
yeah, I'm gonna try to look at tickets because we come down every October, and I've been coming down every October since 2019. So like twice a year, but just money wise and stuff like that, I wasn't able to. I had too much stuff to take care of, and just stuff to pay off. So Kelsey getting her new job, and I'm just gonna try to just strictly save the best I can. Um, yeah, springtime's definitely the target date. So if we can get tickets around January, February, while they're around 80, $90, one way, it's definitely the way to go. But um, that's the plan.
So, and with the Phoenix Suns playing tonight and with them kicking off their in-season tournament,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on it?
There's a reason I have not watched one NBA game this year.
No. I don't think there can be one single person that can defend the in-season tournament being a good thing.
There's no way. There's no way there's
No.
somebody out there that thinks the in-season tournament is enjoyable, the in-season tournament matters, or that there's a big meaning behind it. There's NBA
No.
players that don't even know why it's a thing. They don't
No.
understand what they're doing. They don't know what they're playing for.
And I'm starting to get worried of, I don't think the NBA is going to go back in the state of what they were of the Curry Durant days of the same Warriors versus Cavs days. Uh,
Yeah.
but with LeBron on the, very clear soon to be leaving, uh, but like I'm very worried on where the NBA is going. Just to the simple fact of, this James Harden move. I mean, that's just horrendous.
Yeah, it really
This
is.
in this NBA in season tournament, load management. There's just so many things that concern me with the NBA, just because the fact that like I don't think anybody's true to the game anymore.
Yeah.
I think fans are absolutely fucking oblivious on what basketball really truly used to be in the Kobe days or
Yeah.
any time before that.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, Adam, we love you. Oh, we love all the endorsements on the court. We love the endorsements on the jerseys. We love more basketball. And
Yeah.
it just like open your eyes. Somebody
Yeah.
open your eyes. And now you have this talk about 2024. What is it? The USA All-Star team versus the international All-Star team. Like, what the fuck is this? Who
Yeah,
comes
I
up
don't
with
know.
this stuff?
I
You know what I
really don't
mean?
know. It's going to get to a point where they add more expansion teams in the league. The NBA wants to venture in a direction like the NFL is of more international players, and a lot of international players are kind of taking over the NBA. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some teams added in the future, and there's a division of freaking Lithuania and all this other crap like that. Like I would not be surprised.
Well, I mean, and then I are not complaining about the talent of the NBA, of Wemby being the NBA, Luca, so much international talent. It's great. It's great. That's what makes the NBA great. That's what makes
Yeah,
the
it's
talent.
fine. It's just Adam's just killing the product.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Adam's killing the product. When you look back
Nike.
at yeah, good.
No, go ahead.
I was saying looking back at the NBA from actually I was talking to Kelsey about this the other day. Looking back at the NBA from might even been today, but from when I started watching from 2004 to I'll even go 2014. 2014 might be pushing a little bit, but I'll still go there. During the early and mid and late 2000s into the early 2010s, let's put it that way. The NBA was a great product. You had a lot of star talent. You had balanced league. Both conferences was balanced. You had team-oriented basketball. It wasn't just three-point shooting. It wasn't everybody has to be a jump shooter. You had physicality down low for a big man. You had an actual center position. You had creativity with your jerseys, all that different kind of stuff like that. Now you look nowadays, you have a lot of self-centered players. You don't have the team-oriented basketball you have much anymore. A lot of it's more athleticism than it more is basketball skill-oriented, in my opinion. Like I said, a lot of three-point shooting. Big men have to be shooters now. There's not a lot. Defense has taken a big step back in the NBA compared to was before. Heck, Z, do you remember when an NBA game was like 89-97? That was considered a high-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. If that would happen in today's NBA, God forbid, you'd be like, dude, what the heck happened in the offense?
Mm-hmm.
This is terrible. Now you're having final scores of 125 to 136. That's an average night.
I know.
What happened to the defense? Where's the defense in the NBA? There isn't any. Defense is non-existent in the NBA. And all you can and just go watch one NBA game and you'll see it for yourself. Yep. NBA is a terrible product. The NBA is a terrible garbage product. And yes, it got better from 2021. We'll say the last 2 to 3 years, it got better in the sense where there was more balance, more younger talent was starting to come into its own. Yes, but it still doesn't mean the product of the basketball itself was really that good. It's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse. The NBA product alone, it's not good. You have players that force themselves out, players that are disgruntled, players that cry all the time. You had an era of just teams just stacking their teams, and it was just a one team race in the West and the East, as that was the miserable times in the NBA when it was Golden State and Cleveland. That was miserable. And then for a couple years after that ended, it got a little better where there was more balance. Like I said, younger talent came into its own, but the product still is bad. And now as we look now, the product still is bad, but now it's getting worse with in-season tournament crap and all the sponsorships and stuff like that. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. I don't know how people can sit and say that they're enjoying TNT Tuesdays. Heck, I used to get excited when basketball was on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays on TNT, whatever day. Right. And it was the Utah Jazz versus the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah. How do you feel?
It was actually a fun product.
How do you feel about if you saw that on your TV guide today?
Z, I would not even blink an eye toward
it. And you're absolutely right. Again, I'm not denying the talent, on each individual team or in each individual player. There's many players that I do enjoy watching. I've enjoyed watching, Victor, in his first 8 games of his career.
Yeah.
And there are teams that I like watching. First of all, Nike needs to stop sponsoring the jerseys. They made it absolutely awful.
They have killed NBA jerseys.
Killed it. City edition jerseys. There's not one single good city edition jerseys in the league.
There's no more home or away jerseys anymore. That's not a thing.
No. Right. And that's to say, when you have oblivious fans that just feed in the money, they're going to continue doing it. Right. The L Valley, purple jerseys for the Suns. These are just amazing.
The blue Rooster Phoenix Sun jerseys are fantastic, Adam.
And there it is. And would you say it's the worst jersey you've ever seen?
See, it's one of the worst jerseys I've seen in my life. It's one of the worst. It's up there with the current Utah Jazz jerseys.
But just the in-season tournament, that's just the peak of it all. Why?
Why
is that implemented?
The fact that you have Damian Lillard coming out after a game in an interview saying, and they asked him about the in-season tournament resuming next week, and he's saying, honestly, I don't know. I don't even understand it. I still have no idea what it is. That's all you got to know. One of your star players in the league has no idea what the tournament is for.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Who cares? It's going down as the same win-loss record in 82-game season. Who cares? Whoever wins this thing, nobody cares. It's not even every single week. Seriously?
Is it included? Is it included in the 82 games they play, or is it just a separate? Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's included. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, it's stupid. And if anybody disagrees with us, you're fucking stupid.
Well, you are. Absolutely. You're freaking dumbass, and you're honestly one of the reasons why the NBA is where it is.
Yeah. And you can see Ed and I get tight about this, and ends tidy whities, couldn't be are probably more tighter than the guy Eric that was in his chat, earlier today.
Shout out
God,
to Eric Dale.
that guy got pissed. That guy got pissed.
See, I think that's the first time I saw him in chat.
Yeah. Real quick, if you guys know, if you just to put a quick backstory on that, real super quickly, Ed's other channel, you can see it right there in hindsight. He'll do his live streams, and somebody named Eric came in the chat. And if you guys don't already know the memo around here, a guy named Eric runs My Flag Football League, which we always make fun of My Flag Football League.
Yeah.
So I said in the chat, just an inside joke between Ed and I, Eric, why don't you run your Flag Football League better? And he got tight. He got tight.
What's he getting tight about? It's a joke.
He's like, wow, that was so funny. Try harder next time, bro. And I'm like, God, Eric. God. Oh man.
Oh,
and that was
man.
It's just a perfect example of what you said at the beginning of this episode of anybody in the age of 2020s nowadays just has no sense of humor.
It's bad. It's bad. The 2020s are miserable.
And
they really are.
Would you say you want to live in the 2040s?
Yeah, I hope Jesus comes back before then. Let's just put it that way. let's just put it that way. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, dude, the NBA is a joke. We all know that it is. I don't understand. It's okay to accept that and still be a fan of an NBA team you've been a fan of for however long.
Well, what I was going to say with that, real quick, is the reason why Ed and I get so upset about it is because we watched more of the NBA growing up than any other sport, more than the MLB, more than NFL, and has probably 8,000 NBA jerseys in his storage unit in Arizona.
I guarantee 2020 fans probably couldn't even name one of those guys that I have.
Right. I got Steve Nash right here. I got Steve Nash over there right next to Shaq and knows exactly where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We can go back. Yeah. What happened? What happened?
Well, see, it was the following year, there was not a playoff berth.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But the point is that, Ed and I grew up watching the NBA and we grew up playing basketball. We still do. And it just sucks to see what the NBA is nowadays. There are some good nights. There are some good playoff games, good playoff series, but it just sucks to watch what it is.
The product's just not good. It's not good. It's something that you appreciated, that you kind of dedicated yourself to growing up, and you honestly see it really dying a miserable death. Yeah, I mean, of course you get upset about it. Sure, the NBA could be making, I haven't looked at the numbers, the NBA could be making good money. I'm sure it is, especially as it's trying to branch itself out into a different variety of viewers, but it's not good.
The reason why, because this is the good part about the NBA is the sport has become so worldwide, where you have all this talent. The top talent in the NBA now are people from out of the country.
Yeah,
and Jokic and Giannis, and I already brought up Luka and Wemby, and I can go on and on about players who are not from the United States.
Nurkic.
Yeah, Nurkic. And I think something that's going to be very interesting to all of us is to see, Team USA be put together for the next Olympics next summer. And if LeBron and Curry and Durant and all these boys decide to play one more time together, that'll definitely be something for the history books. But yeah, that's the reason why the NBA has expanded and has gotten more fans, because of these players that are from these different countries,
right? Which
is a good thing. You want to see a sport expand.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that Adam Silver has to kill his own product.
Well, and I mean, just look at the guy's face.
Look at the ears. Adam Silver's arguably the worst commissioner in sports.
And it's very debatable because it's 1A, 1B with him and Roger. But
yeah.
But I mean, just look at the guy's ears. Look at the guy's ears.
Well, you can easily tell his ears.
Yeah. Yes, you can. And we're not gonna go any farther with that, or we'll get reported.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but yeah, but yeah, it's a joke. I don't know how there's people out there that genuinely get excited about the NBA. Again, you can support your team. still be a fan because you've been a fan for whatever team for however many years, but you still realize the product sucks. The current state of the league sucks. I can't believe they're going back to East versus West this year. Holy cow.
Right.
They actually went back to East versus West. Unbelievable. It's about time.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only good thing it's got going for itself right now.
Yeah, that's it. So, if you guys have any thoughts on NBA, please let us know. We like hear about other people's thoughts. Sooner or later, Ed and I are going to buy 2K. I know that's not on the same topic. I know it's a video game, but sooner or later, Ed will buy 2K, which we will stream, which will be right here. Whenever that happens, we'll let you guys know because we're not paying $70 for that game. Absolutely not.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't deserve $70.
Absolutely not.
I am excited to play the Mamba moments in the game, but I don't understand how you just keep the same classic and all-time teams in the game. There's no change in the game in terms of that.
Nope.
It's the same teams. I don't get it. Graphically, it's great. I personally think it is the best sports game out there. I think, and I do think that because I do think 2K does put effort in their games. Graphically, it's the best. Presentation, commentary. They put a ton of effort in their My Career, though it's not my cup of tea. It's too cinematic and movie-like GTA for me. But still, they put a ton of effort in that. The Mamba moments, franchise mode is fantastic in NBA 2K, being able to rewrite history over the years. They added the LeBron era into it this year, so I'll play that. And that's stuff that no other sports game has done, so kudos. But still, like 2K, come on, you can't switch up classic teams and make it fresh. No, we got to have the 06 Grizzlies in there who never won a playoff series.
Rumor has it GTA 6 or 7 the trailer will be released next month.
I did see that. Rockstar Games did say that. Guitar Hero is supposed to be making a comeback.
How long has that game been developed for?
I don't know, Z. So I don't know. I don't play it.
You guys will probably be seeing this by the time it's too late, and I are going to stream MLB The Show tonight. We have a tied series.
You'll be seeing this before it's too late. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded tomorrow on Saturday. My mom comes in. Jolie and John, everything like that, come in tomorrow night. So I'm going to try to get this up during the day Saturday. So you guys will actually see this Saturday. I will 100% get this uploaded Saturday.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on with NI's life right now that, we of course don't want to bring any bad energy to it. We want to give you guys some form of entertainment on your ride home when you're getting ready to go to bed at night, whatever the case may be. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We were just kind of chit-chatting about the NBA, a little bit about video games, a little bit about life. So, and now probably, you'll see this at some point this weekend. And if you guys want to see more of us, please tune into the stream down below or
anything you want to see us talk
channel
about,
right there.
Let us know in the comment section. I did also go to the Steelers Thursday night game last week. Did have a lot of fun. It was actually Kelsey's first game. She was going crazy, but she was miserable because she had to work next morning at 5 a.m. So that was not.
You're not the first one.
Yep, but she made it through. But it was a lot of fun. It was good to get to a game this year. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, but that Titans game I was targeting anyway before the season even started. So and especially how things are going now in my life, it was definitely the best time to go on Thursday.
Well, and got to go to a Steelers game for free, and he got Call of Duty for free. So talk about privileged.
Yeah, privilege. Yeah. Z, I probably would have had to buy tickets myself, but thankfully I was able to save $140.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time, man.
Yeah, it was, and I finally got to see a win. It was the first time I saw the Steelers win since 2018.
Right. What was that, against the Panthers?
Yeah, it was that blowout game.
Yeah, pants going lower than your feet.
Those were long sweatpants, but the games I went to after that, I went to 2 and 19. Z came out for the Ravens and Steelers game. Ravens won that one in overtime. And then I went to the Bills game on Sunday night. And God, talk about a yawn of a game. We lost 17-10.
Yeah.
Terrible. And then 2020, obviously, there were no fans. There should have been fans. But we're not going to open that can of worms. 2021, I went to 2 in 2021. They lost the home opener I went to where I missed half the freaking first quarter. and then we went to the Lions game where Ben ended up getting COVID when I already bought my tickets, and I had to watch Mason Rudolph, and it was just rainy and ugly, and we tied the Lions. So there was that one, and then I did not get to one last year. So
Ed's had a lot of bad experiences to go to Steeler games. Maybe you should just stop. Maybe you
yeah,
should just
I
stop.
really have, but we might have redeemed ourselves here Thursday. Kelsey's at
You
least
might
1-0.
have. You might have.
Kelsey's
Yep.
1-0. So
She's 1-0, and I'm 4-2 with the Ravens.
you're 4-2. So there you go. So Z's been able to get to a handful of games, which was great for him being able to go to Baltimore for the first time. It's obviously a milestone. But yeah, it was the right time to go. So they play the Packers Sunday. Ravens play the Browns Sunday. And then the Bengals play the Texans. So in terms of our division, we'll see what happens there. The division just keeps winning. So somebody's gonna lose. Somebody's gonna lose on Sunday. So
maybe all four.
I will be cheering for the Ravens. Z, I will be cheering for the Ravens because even though I don't like them, I respect them, and I think they're a great organization. I think that they deserve respect, and I think in terms of how they treat us as an organization, it is mutual. So
yeah, well, we're cooking right now. We're cooking, and but if the fact that the Ravens are cooking and they're destroying their other competition and they're not even comfortably leading the division says a lot. So
right.
So, that'll be an episode we probably save for next week, seeing literally probably somewhat at the halfway point, a little bit over of the season and seeing where we stand at. So, yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, let us know if there's anything else you guys want us to talk about. We're just going to kind of talk about going forward, stuff that we just find worthwhile to talk about. So let us know in the comment section, anything you might be interested. But thank you guys for your support. You're going to end it here on 57 minutes, guys. Follow his stream down below. You guys can follow my other channel right there as you see it in hindsight. Thank you guys for your support. And we will see you next time that we are on
here. Overrated music, overrated movies, all that stuff.
It's definitely not.
We'll see you guys next time.
Enjoy that lump of coal you're getting because you deserve it.